Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 1 of Business of Music. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about myself and then we're going to talk about our first project. So my name is Brandy Dominelli. I took the Grant McEwen Arts and Cultural Management program, and then I went on to spend 5 years working for the Edmonton Jazz Festival as the artist liaison. So I worked with many artists during that time and supported their needs and learned a lot about the business. And then I went on to run a business called Gem Industries, where I wrote grants and I did publicity and radio tracking for many local artists. And then I opened the music school. So here we are. So I want to start with something that I think is really important. That's something that's missed sometimes when we're creating business. The business of music is no different than any other business. It has to have purpose and meaning and be true to your intentions in order for it to thrive, I believe. So what I want to do is first connect with your intentions. Why are you taking this class? What is it about music that you love? What is it about music that you want to turn into a business? Why? The why is so huge. So I want to start by taking a couple of minutes and just closing our eyes and taking a couple of deep breaths. And I want you to see yourself. I want you to imagine yourself playing your music. And imagine who's in front of you. What do they look like? How old are they? What kind of clothes are they wearing? What kind of room are you in? Is it a big room, a small, intimate space? Are people moshing or are people relaxing and drinking tea? I want you to feel what you're feeling. Feel what it feels like to be playing this music and playing for these people. How does it light up your heart? And I want you to feel why. Why are you doing this? Why does it light you up? What is it? Is it the feeling of the music you're creating? Is it the message you're sharing? Is it just your love for singing or playing or any of those things? What are you feeling inside of you? Is it excited? Is it peaceful? Is it strong? Take notice of all of those feelings because we need to bring this in to our Business of Music class. Okay, so now I want you to pause this video for a few minutes. I want you to write down what you discovered. Write down who the people were, all those things we discovered, and then come right back. Okay, welcome back. Now that you have this written out, now you know your target audience. So what we just did was discovered who are you reaching out to and why and all of those good things. So with this information, we're going to build our brand. So we all know McDonald's, for example, the Golden Arches, right? So there's all these things that go along with that brand. We know the smell of the French fries. We know the message that they're giving us, the take your family there and have a night out and it's fun and it's kind of a guilty pleasure. So there's all these feelings associated with McDonald's as a brand, okay? So we want to do the same thing with your music. So as an example, I'm going to use Bob Marley, as I think he is an excellent example of an artist who used his art, his music, to change the world. And we all can do this. Music is profound, especially in times of change. But all the time, people feel music, people understand music. Historically, music has shaped and reshaped our planet over and over again. So you, as a musician, have this opportunity to share that with people. So I want you, let's consider Bob Marley. to start with. So he believed in the rights of African American people. He believed in advocating to end poverty, and he believed in fighting injustice, government injustice, political injustice, those things, and getting up, standing up for your rights. As we know, get up, stand up for your right? So we remember those things about him. Now, so with those beliefs, Bob Marley created music. So his lyrics encompassed his beliefs. He wrote about that statement he was wanting to make to humanity, and it worked. It changed the world. He is known as a huge human rights advocate. He's known for all of his work, and I listen to his music whenever I'm looking to feel inspired or I have a down moment. So I want you to consider the power of music and how you can use this as a tool and as a platform to share your inner message, because that's what really matters, I think, in life, is sharing what we believe in and inspiring people, inspiring good in people. And music is a beautiful platform for that. Sometimes talking about hard things, sometimes talking about difficult things that happen to us, truths, if it's emotional stress or, experiences that happened that weren't great. It can be about love, which we know a million songs are written about. So all those things, I want you to consider that. Now, we have a great songwriting class on right now as well, with Brett Sheehan. So check that one out, because that'll link. He's going to talk a lot about how to build songs with these concepts in mind. So now that you understand your branding, now you can use his class and he'll teach you about how to write songs with that message in mind. Okay. So now that we understand your message, we have your song. Let's say you've done that. Let's say you've written your song that's speaking your message now, okay? So I'm going to use an example. You are a songwriter who believes in anti-bullying. Maybe you were bullied as a kid, or you've been recently bullied. You are a teenager, you've been bullied, or a young person, and you've been bullied recently. And you're writing about how that felt to you. And you are your branding is going to include empowerment messaging to young people. So, be powerful, be strong. Don't worry about what other people say about you. Okay. So now this is the message you want to express to your audience so that they clearly understand who you are and what you're about. Like McDonald's, right? We want to be very clear in what we're doing. And I think this is a big thing in music that differentiates the successful artists from the lesser successful artists is that clarity. So really be clear now. So now I want you to take a second. I want you to pause me, and I want you to write down 3 things that are your possible messages. What belongs to your brand? Okay. So is it a feeling? Is it open-heartedness and love and compassion? Is it strength and unity? Is it advocating for mental health? Is it what are the things that make up your music, and why is it different? What is unique about you? So what do you care about? So take a second, pause me, write that down. Okay, so now that you've done that, we're going to go to the next step now. So now we need to actually build out the rest of your brand. So the imagery. Okay, so now the next part is what is your artist name? Okay, so are you known as, T Dot or something, or are you known by your name? For a lot of people using their regular name, I know a lot of our teenagers, they don't love using their real name because they don't want all their friends and everybody to find them on social media. Because they just want it to be a personal endeavor, which is totally fine. So in that case, you may want to come up with an alias. Maybe it's like a shortened version of your first name or something like that. Otherwise, you can use your full name. If you're wanting, your friends and peers to know about what you're creating, you can definitely use your regular name. So that's another food for thought. Okay, so I want you to pause me again. I want you to write down 3 possible name options. Okay, so if it's just your regular name, just write that if that's what you're going with. Otherwise, If you're in a band, obviously you'd have a band name. If you're a duo, you might have a separate name for your duo, or it might just be your names as well. It can be whatever you like. But again, think about who's going to find you, who's going to hear your music. Because as we get further into this course, we're going to make you searchable and your music searchable. So just take that into consideration. Okay, so pause me, do that. Okay, now that you're done doing that, the last step I want to take is I want you to consider now, so you've got your message. We know what you're trying to convey to the people, okay? We've got your artist name. We know what name we're gonna use to tell the people this. And we have your messaging. So we know exactly what we're putting across from you now, okay? And we've got your song, right? You know what song you're gonna create based on this message. Okay, so this is like this cohesive little package that it's like a seed, and we're gonna sprout it up into this beautiful business that you're going to create. Now, the last thing is I wanna talk about money, okay? Because business and money go together, okay? So this is, for me, kind of a funky zone. I personally do things when I'm operating my music school. I'm not operating it out of a place. My intention is not to make money. My intention is to share with the community my love of music, my belief that music is a platform for confidence building, growth, change, and love. So for me, those are my intentions. That's why I created the music school. Now for you, there's nothing wrong with creating a business to make money. So if you are in music to make money, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I want you to consider then, and if you're kind of somewhere in the middle between, my mandate and then the really wanting to make a lot of money mandate, which is also great, we need to think about then how we need to change our messaging, or how we need to adjust our messaging for that financial consideration. So under my version of it, which is not financially driven, money is a secondary outcome. It's like a benefit. If I didn't make very much money from the music school or my endeavors, I'm totally comfortable with that. I'm more happy. It fills me up to reach people. Okay. So I definitely dig more into that. Now, if you're financially driven, you're going to probably worry maybe a little bit less about, your personal wanting to be filled up. And you're going to want to think about which audience has the most money that would be most in line with spending it on me. So we're going to look at kind of a more traditional business model where, okay, I know my demographic, that I am a 50-year-old woman, singer-songwriter. I know that the people who have money are within my age range. I know that they really like to get out and dance at a casino on the weekend. I know that they like to drink good wine and eat these kinds of foods. So therefore, I am going to create popular music. I'm going to make dance music. I'm going to learn cover songs. I am going to build my business model around reaching those people and getting into those venues where I can make money and reach a popular audience. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you're going to have those like avant-garde. Some of you might be like 17-year-old Vic students, avant-garde artist types, and who are totally into some, different musical styles, or your message might be a little bit different than what people are used to hearing. And you already know you're not going to attract the message, and that's not your interest. And so that's great as well. So you're probably going to have less of a financial consideration. You're going to go, okay, I'm going to sacrifice some of my ability to make money. Maybe I will anyways, right? That definitely happens. So it's not like you have to completely relinquish that you will never make any money. That's not true. But you're gonna create that art that is true to your soul, and you're gonna do that. So, and then there's everything in between. So I want your last piece of homework is to create a little chart or a little line on your paper, and I want in there, if 0 is If the far left side is I am entirely doing this for me and for my soul and for my what I want to say and the message I want to speak, and I have zero financial consideration. I'm not worried about making money in this. Or all the way to the right side, where all the way on that the end of that line would be I am entirely in this for money. I want to make money in music. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make money in music. Cool. So I want you to mark on there where you sit in that line, and just put a little circle, and then we're going to consider those things further in other classes. But just food for thought. Then kind of go backwards onto your paper and go, okay, when I imagined my audience, is that in alignment, right? Is your whole sheet in alignment? And if it's not, I want a cohesive sheet. Okay, so I want you to post me on our Facebook page a cohesive sheet. So it's going to say, my artist name is Brandy Dominelli. I am way over here. I'm not concerned about money. I am going to create music. My message is that I want to share, esoteric, soulful music, acoustic driven, sharing with people my ideas that like love wins and community matters. Okay, so this is my version of it. And all of my music is going to, a lot of my music is going to carry that message. My music is going to speak that message. And that is true to me. And I feel really good about this being what I want to present. The audience I'm going to hit is going to be in a coffee shop. They are going to be drinking, some lattes possibly, and they're going to be relaxed and really interested in like picking up on the vibration of the music. Okay, so that would be what my sheet would say. Okay, so I want to see your sheet. What does your sheet say? And share it with me. I'm super excited to see them. And if you have any questions or any ideas or anything about this lesson, please let me know. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about putting this branding together using different colors, imagery, shapes, text, language, all of these elements. We're going to start building that out. And then I'm going to show you, once we've got all this, how to get it out. Okay. So we've got many layers here. So way to go, artists. Definitely check out the songwriting classes. There's great vocal training and harmony classes as well. So check all those out. And I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to your homework. Thanks.